Hey there! Welcome to the inaugural episode of Daniel's Dread Tales. Thanks for joining us. Every episode, my friends and special guests from around the internet, and myself, will be bringing you some fun and spooky tabletop goodness straight to your ears. This episode, we'll be playing in one of my favorite systems, Trail of Cthulhu by Kenneth Hite, using the Gumshoe system by Robin Laws. It probably won't be the last time I run this system on the show. This episode's chilling tale is called The Dance in the Blood. I hope you enjoy it. All right. Let us introduce you to our characters this evening. Russell, tell us about yourself and your character here.
Hello, I'm Russell, and I'll be playing Dr. Michael Laws. He's the doctor.
Is there anything we should know about Dr. Laws? Anything special we should know about him? What do you think is the most interesting thing about Dr. Laws?
Oh, good question. My love for humanity extends to those around me, like my brother and my wife. I haven't been entirely faithful, but it still counts.
Okay. That's... You love her. You just haven't always been faithful to her. You know, it happens. All right. Nathan, how about you?
Hi, I'm Nathan. He, him pronouns. I am playing, Helen Long, an artist.
All right. And, what's something interesting we should know about Helen?
Well, at the moment, she's bored out of her goddamn mind, and to inspire her surreal artwork, she needs something dark and twisted and exciting, and I get the feeling that she's gonna regret that, but, you know, we'll see how it goes.
All right. And to introduce our last player here, last but not least, is Dominic.
Hello, I'm Dominic. I'm playing Tom Jones. Jonesy is what you can call me. I am a gentleman extraordinaire, one of the nicest, most British people you can possibly meet, even though my English is not that great. But I will gladly take any drink that you offer me, and I will gladly pay you back when I can.
What would you say your profession is, Jonesy? Is it gentleman?
Yes, I am a gentleman of the great small town that I'm from. Everyone knows my name, especially among those of the police.
Because I'm looking at your sheet and it does say hobo on here. I just wanted to double check that.
Hobo is just a trait, or just a name for someone that travels around.
Exactly. You're a traveling man.
It's a certain kind of scholarly air, you know, a very specific one.
I should note that you are not the only hobo in the world. The year is 1935, and we are in an area of England known as the Lake District, in a small little village called... Nope. Shoot. That's the name of the other village. Dang it.
Keswick?
Yes, we're in the small little village called Keswick. And you've all ended up there for various reasons. And I think we're going to get started right now. It is evening. And you're all at the inn here in Keswick. It's a pretty normal evening. You all have gotten done with whatever you were doing during the day. And what do you think you're doing when you're sort of wrapping things up for the evening? I should note, there is a lovely little bar at the hotel.
Well, I'll head down to the bar for a spot of brander. Yes, brander. It's like brandy, but harder.
It's harder brandy, yes.
Brandy 2.
So at the Blackstone, where you are, they do have a bar. It's a pretty nice place. And it's overlooking Keswick's Market Square. This is a small town, but it's not a nothing town. It's got like a pencil factory, you know, very exciting stuff. There is a hospital. There's a library. It's not like a little village. but it's still not a particularly exciting place. This is, no one's going to confuse this for London. But there are not a ton of people in the bar when you're going down there. There's like 6 or 7 people. They're all sort of sitting at tables, chatting with each other. And there is one gentleman standing behind the bar, the barkeep, and you see that it looks like what he's doing is reading a book right now.
Barkeep, spot of your finest brander.
He looks up from the book with disdain in his eyes and says, "What, brander? What are you talking about?"
I misspoke and I'm sticking to it.
Brandy, then? Well,
if that's what you've got.
Okay, yes. Any particular... whatever. And he grabs something and starts pouring it. This place is... You'd say it's very quaint. There's a lot of decorations on the wall. There seems to be photos of people from the village and whatnot. There's photos all over the place. There's a couple of, like... I don't know if you'd call them, like, artifacts or something, but there's, like, old stuff on the wall as well. Like, oh, look, here's, like, an old farm pick or something. It's almost like a modern day Fridays, or just with a bunch of goofy stuff on the wall. Does Fridays have that? I guess that's more of an Applebee's thing. Regardless, there's just a bunch of pictures on the wall and some other random stuff. He pours you a drink and offers it to you. And would you like to set up a tab, or you want to pay right now?
I'll pay now. I don't drink that heavily. Usually.
Okay, and you can make the deal. What is your credit rating?
4.
You have a 4 credit rating? Okay, you can afford to buy something right now. It's not going to affect your personal finances or anything here. Okay, so you're just sort of drinking at the bar. What are you doing as you're drinking? Anything in particular?
Oh, definitely looking around at the other patrons. I believe I'm just sort of visiting this place.
Yeah, you're just sort of visiting. You're on a little vacation.
Yeah, so I'll people watch.
Yeah, doing some people watching. All right. Well, let's look at some of the other people you might see. Jonesy, what do you think you're doing?
So Jonesy just walks into the bar with his bowler cap, his nice, fanciest coat, and he's got, dress pants that look, they've seen better days, but they're in goodish quality. And he walks in with a cane in hand, twirling, and he points towards the barkeep, and he winks and goes, it's good to see you again, friend. What can you get me today? I hope it's a gin and tonic. And he puts on his biggest smile and goes, how are you today? How's everything going?
He sort of sighs and looks up at you and says, are you going to be able to pay?
You know me. I am a man of great quality, great esteem, and great way of paying. And Jonesy kind of looks around and goes, yes, you. And he points towards the doctor and he goes, excuse me, what is your name?
Dr. Michael Laws. Pleasure to meet you.
Laws, it is a great honor to meet you. My name is Tom Jones. You may call me Jonesy. As you can tell, I am a bit in a pinch. And give me a gin and tonic. I will gladly pay you back. Not today, but maybe tomorrow.
Well, that sounds like a fantastic deal. Here you go.
Perfect.
You see that the barkeeper during this conversation has pulled up his book. He's reading Murder on the Orient Express and is ignoring you.
That is an excellent book. Murder on the Orient Express? Yes. Positively good book. As you can tell, I have paid the drink. Gin and tonic, please.
He sighs, pours you a gin and tonic, and slides it across the bar to you. What are you doing here besides drinking?
Jonesy's here. He's looking for a little bit of trouble.
Okay, looking for trouble.
He's looking for trouble so he can report it to the police, because that is his duty as a great and grand citizen of this English country.
You're a hobo who's friends with the police?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I talk to them all the time. I report all the comings and goings of the town, and if there's any vagrants, some people of ill repute.
Of course. And finally, Helen. I think maybe you're the last one to arrive, or maybe you've been here all along. What are you doing this evening?
Yeah, she's at the bar drinking. Mostly she's here because, well, since she's so bored, alcohol might help. And if a bar brawl breaks out, that would really help. Like, maybe if something really violent happens, she could, maybe get some artistic inspiration from that. So she's kind of just looking around while getting a little deep in her cups.
Got it. All right. Well, Helen, do you have... Or actually... No, I think... Oh, you do have the... Do you have the photography skill?
Yes.
You do have the photography skill. All right. So you're sort of looking around as well, trying to get a feel for things. It doesn't look like any fights are breaking out. There's this very loud gentleman who's just come in the bar and is hitting up the doctor at the bar to get himself a drink. But you're sort of looking around, examining everything. And what catches your eye is one of the photos on the wall is kind of close to you, and you look over at it. And it's weird. At first, it seems like just one of the other photos around the bar. It's a picture of what looks like a small family. There's a man and presumably his wife, and you see four young children with them, and there's some names written under there. But there's something weird as you're looking at it. There's one young girl. The name Helen is written underneath this small child. She can't be more than like 2 years old. But sort of looking at it a little, it kind of looks like you.
The fuck kind of The Shining bullshit?
It's just hanging on the wall right there, and you see written on it is Helen Wearing. There's a Victoria, seems to be the mother. Jack seems to be the father there. And there are a couple other names, Michael, Thomas, and Jeffrey. It seems very weird to you. There's something sort of drawing you to this picture.
You said Michael and Thomas were two of the names?
Yeah, Michael and Thomas, yes.
Like the other two people currently at the bar.
Yes. Weird, isn't it?
Very weird. I'm gonna take a I'm gonna go up to that picture and take it off the wall. Assuming it is only hung on the wall and not,
It's just hung on the wall. The barkeeper sort of looks up from his book and says, "Hey, what are you doing?"
Oh, I wanted to ask you about this picture. What can you tell me about this? She says as she brings it over to the bar.
I don't know. There's a lot of pictures that hang around here. We just it's decoration for the bar. Looks like a family. It must be a family that lives around here. I don't know. It seems kind of an old picture.
So as Jonesy sees Helen pick up the picture, he stands up immediately and twirls his cane and says, "Madam, do you plan to pay for that painting that you just lifted off my good friend's wall? Hmm?
Did you just call this a painting?"
It's in a frame, correct?
Yes, but I fail to see what that has to do with... You know what? I'm not getting caught in this. I was not planning on taking it, so if you don't mind...
If you do take it without paying, I will have to report you to the proper authorities.
Dr. Laws, are you interacting with this at all? Have you looked at the picture?
I think I'm noticing there's a commotion and that there is a woman holding a picture. I'm going to go over to her and introduce myself. "Hello, Dr. Michael Laws. I'm married, and it still counts."
Why would you Never mind. Hello, I'm Helen Long. I was just admiring this photograph. There's something strange about it.
Yes, quite striking.
Dr. Michael, as you are looking at it, do realize that your name is on here.
What the deuce?
As is the name of your brother, Jeffrey. And the faces here do seem to look like what you've seen of yourselves when you were younger. You definitely Jeffrey's the oldest of all the children in the picture, and it kind of looks like some of the pictures that your parents have up around the house of young Jeffrey.
Well, this is quite odd.
Are you two related? Is this a family reunion?
Well, I'm sure I'd know.
I've never met this man in my life.
Obviously, you two are in the same photograph, and it looks like you two might have been planning a meeting, have you? Ah, yes, more drinks around. Barkeep, more gin and tonic.
Well, I assume you're getting this round.
Yes, absolutely, I am a gentleman. And you, madam, what are you drinking?
Bourbon.
A bourbon. And then you, and, Jones just kind of puts his nose to your drink, doctor, and... Ah, a brander, right?
That's it, exactly.
Yes. Barkeep, brander, and a bourbon, please. And another gin and tonic. Open up a tab under Dr. Laws. We will gladly pay you back.
Wow.
The barkeep sighs, writes that down, mutters like, I know this one person did it. All the clues are coming together. It's got to be this one person on the train. And pours you your drinks and slides them over and just says, whatever, happy reunite, whatever. Just put the picture back when you're done.
Ah, yes, perfect. Drinks all around, so let's grab a seat and I would like to hear your two stories. How did the long-lost brother and sister do this?
Tom, have you noticed that your face is on this picture yet?
Ooh. Hold on. My dear old mother lives in Canterbury. She's not... What? What is this? Who got my picture?
So, Tom, Jonesy, this is definitely... I guess saying that it looks like you is maybe a little much of a stretch, because it's kind of a baby. But there's sort of like a dimple on your chin that this child has as well. And it has the name, and it sort of looks like a couple of pictures that your dear old mother had of you when you were young.
I will have to call my dear old mom. Maybe she might have a photo like this. Maybe we're all related. Barkeep, more drinks!
No, we should finish this round first, don't you think?
I'm up for anything.
We will have another drink right after this one.
I will note now that you've all sort of seen this, this is all kind of unsettling. This is weird.
No kidding.
No kidding. I need you all to make difficulty 4 stability tests. You have this would be a loss of 3. So what that means is, you have stability points. That represents your, like, sort of general, it's not quite your sanity, although it's related. Just your ability to, like, hold it together. What I'm going to need you to do is make a roll, difficulty 4. If you fail this roll, you will lose 3 stability points. I should note that your stability can go all the way down to -11, before you are absolutely, completely mad. However, you may spend some points before the roll of your stability. So it's kind of a tricky thing to think about. You could spend 1 point of stability, and then you have a higher chance of succeeding at your roll, but then you've used up one of your points of stability that you're trying to hold on to.
And if you still fail, then...
If you still fail, you'll still lose the 3 points that you're potentially going to lose here.
And this is just a 1d6, correct?
The only dice you roll in this game is a d6.
Yeah.
I guess the only die you roll.
Nailed it.
Oh, so you didn't spend anything, Russell?
Correct.
Yeah, okay. Well, you got a 6.
I'm gonna spend 1.
Okay.
Oh, come on.
Okay. That's a 3. Sorry, that's a failure. So you're going to lose 3 points, and you also spent 1. So that's a net loss of 4 there.
Great start.
I'm not going to spend anything. I'm just going to roll.
Okay. Did you roll? Oh, there it is. Sorry. Oh, so that's a 4. That's just enough.
So the only person who lost out was the only person who spent a point. Yeah, that's my luck. That makes sense.
Certainly for an artist in Lovecraft.
Yep.
Jonesy and Dr. Law seem to not be too bothered by this. Maybe you're taking it in your stride or something like that. But Helen, all of this is kind of unsettling to you.
Well, this bears investigating. To the library.
Well, it is about 8 o'clock at night, so the library would be closed.
We can break in. Wait, that's the brander talking.
Is there anything you would like to do to investigate this, though? You could look at the photograph. You could talk to people here. Feel free to use any of your investigative skills, if you think they apply.
Earlier I asked the bartender about it, and he kind of brushed me off. I've got assess honesty as an interpersonal skill. Does he actually not know anything about it, or is he hiding something?
He seems, you could sort of tell that this guy's not trying to hide anything. He just doesn't want to talk to you about this. The thing is, he barely looked at it, is the thing. It's not that he doesn't know anything about it or knows something about it. It's more that he just sort of looked at it and didn't really think about it at all and just said to leave him alone so he could go back to reading his Agatha Christie.
Which, I mean, fair. Murder on the Orient Express is one of the greatest murder mysteries ever written.
Well, I'm something of a photographer myself, and knowing a thing or two about photos, I'll flip it over and see if anybody's written anything on the back.
Do you have photography skill?
1.
We have 1 point of photography. Okay, great.
That's all you need.
You would need to take the photograph out of the frame to look at it more, but you could easily get it out of... Oh, okay. Do you, how do you open up the frame? Do you just sort of rip it apart, or what are you doing?
Absolutely. I do not hold my liquor well.
Okay. Hey, what are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
The barkeeper says, looking at... You find a photographer's mark on the back. And it lists the location, Manistee.
Well, this means nothing to me.
And the barkeeper sort of walks up and snatches the photo out of your hands, or at least tries to, and says, "What are you doing? You can't just take the photos out of the frame. This is not yours."
Can I reassure him?
You want to reassure him?
No, this is fine. Don't worry about it. It's a picture of me. I should have this.
I will say you can reassure him to make him not immediately kick you out. If you would like to spend a point of reassurance, you can make him like you and be willing to give it to you.
I see no reason to hoard my reassurance points.
Okay. Yeah, this is definitely important to solving the mystery of this photograph. I guess holding on to it is kind of important.
It's literally the only clue we have.
This is true.
So far.
Okay. So spending a point of reassurance, he's like, fine, whatever, I guess it's you. How about you just go to bed and go to Manistee tomorrow, okay? Leave me alone.
Wait, what's Manistee?
Aren't you from there?
Refresh my memory, maybe.
Small village on the other side of the water. It's to the west.
Ah, yes, I remember now.
Very smooth.
He just sort of shakes his head again and says, all right. Well, let me know when you want to close out your tab, Doctor. And he goes back to his book. Is there anything else?
Off to Manistee in the morning.
You just want to go do that?
In the morning.
In the morning? Are you guys are you telling me guys are you working together now? Or what's going on?
Yes, we're a merry band. I thought it was obvious.
When did this happen? Whatever.
Just now, with the thing, with the photo.
So Jonesy's had his mouth agape the whole time because he just witnessed vandalism, and he's just like, I don't know if I should report this or roll with it. So,
well,
Jonesy's gonna talk to. Are there other patrons at the bar?
There are other people here. Yeah, there's some other people here.
We must be quite the sight.
Yeah. So, I will just kind of talk to one of the other patrons. I'm gonna use my streetwise and just kind of, since people know my name, everyone knows Jonesy, the excellent, extraordinaire gentleman, and just goes, excuse me, are all people from Manistee this way?
I'm sorry to tell you, Jonesy, people may know about you in other parts of the country, but you have not really been to this town before in Keswick. You're kind of new to the area, so they don't immediately recognize you.
Everyone knows Jonesy.
A streetwise spend will is not really going to be helping you here. Streetwise is more dealing with the criminal element.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's totally fine. But you don't quite. Streetwise is sort of a broad term for this. But streetwise is more like knowing about crime stuff. I guess you have that because you are always reporting people who are doing crimes.
Then I will use my charmingly good looks and flattery to talk to the people.
One of them says, Manistee. Nobody goes over there. That's just a town. That's like a nothing town to the west.
A nothing town. No one. Nothing. It's empty? A ghost town?
Yeah, it's just a little fishing village. They got some pigs over there. I don't know. It's kind of nothing. It's been there forever.
Is it the same quality of air as old Keswick?
Actually, it smells kind of bad there. It's on the moors. The swamps over there, they don't smell so good.
Oh.
If you really want to go, hop on the ferry, or I guess take the southern road over to the west.
Oh, okay, the ferry. Jonesy hasn't been on a ship yet. New adventure. What do you say? And he just looks at the other two.
Oh, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
Yes, you are quite deep into your brander. And you, Miss, Helen, what do you say, the road or ferry?
Well, I don't see why either would be a problem. Let's do the ferry, then. Assuming we can all afford the fee. Can you, my friend?
Absolutely, I'm a gentleman and a scholar. I can afford many things. Ain't that right, Dr. Laws?
Well, I don't think either of those professions actually pays very much.
You, sir, are quite the gentleman yourself, and you can afford things, as I have seen paying for our rounds of brander, gin and tonic, and bourbon.
Well, yes, but I'm a gentleman and a doctor. Dr. Michael Laws. Married. Still counts.
Why do you keep saying that?
Just so everyone knows, it still counts.
Okay. Well, sounds like you guys have kind of a plan. If there's anything else you want to do, you can do it this evening. But if you'd like, you could retire to your rooms, or I guess outside, Jonesy.
Jonesy is going to visit Miss Travis. She's an exceptionally kind old lady.
Yes, there is a nice lady named Miss Travis who you recently met when you came to town a couple days ago.
And if she doesn't help me out, I will go visit my friend Tiny, who's at the library.
Miss Travis has sort of gone to bed, but you do know that she has a little shed in the back that she leaves a little cot for you to sleep on.
God bless her. God bless her.
I'll settle up with the barkeep.
Thank you, Doctor.
My pleasure, my man.
Yeah. He says, again, not a very good barkeep, uninterested in talking to you. Just wants to read his book.
To be fair, it's a very good book.
You have mentioned that. He's sure that it's this one guy did it. He knows there's one person who did it, and that person is the one who did it. He's got to keep reading and figure it out.
I'm pretty sure the butler did it.
I was wondering if any of you knew the ending of and was going to spoil it for him.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah. No, I just keep trying to give... I don't know if anyone would be an asshole and spoil it for him, but I thought that might be a thing we could do. But never mind.
I'm not sure a train would have a butler.
I'm trying not to spoil it for anyone else in this podcast who hasn't read it.
This is true. Oh, I saw the movie with Johnny Depp, so, I know.
I've actually haven't.
I haven't either. Of course, I didn't watch that. I don't... No, thank you.
I'm not familiar with the book or the movie.
I know the one where I had a book on tape where Mickey Mouse went on a train and somebody got robbed on it. It was a mystery. Anyway, let's... so you settling up your tab? We'll keep my Disney sidetracks to a minimum here. And you guys could sort of retire to your rooms. Do you think you guys paid for, like, the nice rooms in the hotel or the kind of basic ones?
I think I'll go with basic.
Yeah, basic.
Totally fine. You guys go to sleep and getting ready for an interesting day tomorrow. None of you guys have anything. You don't have any particular reason to be here, but now you do, which is, you're sort of on vacation or painting or just wandering around, but now you've got a little bit of a thing, like try to figure out what's going on with this painting. Oh, now I'm calling it a painting. Jonesy got me. Going on with this photograph.
Well, it's rotoscope, so it's actually kind of both.
This is some really advanced shit for the 30s.
Yeah, exactly. You do, however, have some unsettling dreams. Dr. Laws.
That's my name.
Oh, yeah, that is your name. You find yourself standing inside a circle of standing stones. There are others around you, dancing with bizarre ritualistic movements, whirling as they hold their arms horizontally. When you look down, you see your brother Jeffrey lying beside an open grave. In your hand is a curved ancient knife of strange metal. You know what you must do. You must slice his throat, shoulders, and calves. What do you do?
Well, exactly that. It's what I must do.
Okay.
You just fucking went for it.
And then you wake up.
Wow, what an unsettling dream.
All right. Helen,
That's me.
you are walking across a ridge in the hills with a shovel in your hands. In the distance is a lake, glittering in the dark night. You're tired. You've walked for a long way, but there are duties you must perform. You know you must continue. Ahead of you is a stone circle. What do you do?
I suppose I keep walking.
As you get closer, you start to hear strange sounds, almost like whispers, and then you wake up. And finally, Jonesy, you're dancing. It's a dream where you're dancing around like crazy. And you're in a stone circle. You hold your arms to the side, leaping and whirling. But you're executing complicated steps, and you know them. You don't even need to think about them. And in the middle of the circle, you see a man holding a curved blade of metal that looks strange, with a knife ready to perform a human sacrifice. What do you do?
Can I use sense trouble?
Buddy, there's trouble.
Alright. I look around for the nearest police officer.
I admire your consistency.
There's no one here, except those dancing, and the one with the knife. No one is coming to help, but you don't need any help. Everything's gonna be okay. Everything is just as it should be. And then you wake up.
No police?
I guess maybe that everything isn't as it should be. That's terrifying to you. Where are the police? Everybody, difficulty 4, loss of 3 stability, except for you, Dr. Laws, it'd be a loss of 4 stability because it was your brother.
So she goes.
All right. So what did we get? Okay, it looks like Dr. Laws lost something. Jonesy is good. And Helen lost it. Oh, actually, Helen, it's only 2 for you. Because all you did was you were walking with the shovel. It was still a weird dream, but it wasn't as terrible. There was no human sacrifice in it.
Oh, thank God. Alright, so... Okay, well, it's good, because I am the one who has so far suffered the most direct hits to the sanity.
Sanity is actually a whole other thing that will start ticking down once you get into the negatives of your stability. By the way, the whole point of this sort of game is you're going to be driven mad. You know this. We know all why we're here. So if you ever feel like there would be something crazy that happened, or something spooky that would mess with your stability, you could just say like, "Hey, would that hurt my stability?" And I'll probably say yes. So if I don't call it out, you can call it out. Go for it. It's fun. That's the whole point of this. All right, and you wake up. What do you do?
Well, I'll wipe the sweat from my brow. That was quite an intense dream, and there was a lot of sighing at the end.
A lot of sawing. I guess the cutting. Yeah.
Yes, Jeffrey's flesh was very tough. The knife was dull.
Actually, his flesh came off very easily. It was almost loose, this flesh.
Oh, that's a relief.
That's worse.
Would you like to do anything before you guys head out in the morning? I suppose you had some ominous dreams that you could, like, maybe look at stuff about or chat with each other about, or you just go hop on the ferry and go check out Manistee.
Before Jonesy leaves the cot, he looks around Mrs. Travis's garden for flowers. He picks the flowers and then puts the flowers on her back doorstep as kind of like a gift.
Her own flowers.
Yeah, he's a gentleman. So and then he heads to the bar, but he's got to go on patrol. So he's just kind of looking around suspiciously because that was a rough dream for him. No police, no authorities. Oh man, jeez.
Okay. And what about you, Helen? What are you doing this morning?
Well, step one, grab my fucking supplies and sketch the shit I saw.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's free real estate.
You actually, as you start sketching it and thinking about it, your art knowledge means that you're actually kind of knowledgeable about dance as well. I don't know, maybe you're friends with a dancer, or maybe you're a dancer. I don't know. I don't think you're a dancer, but you tell me about Helen.
Was there dance in my dream?
Shoot. You didn't see the dance. You were the shovel person.
Yeah, I was the shovel lady.
Back it up. Back it up.
I hope we don't cut a lot of this, because it's really funny.
Well, we'll figure it out. Okay. So, you're sketching the stone circle that you see in the distance, mostly.
Yeah.
Do you think there's any skills that you have that might help you know what a stone circle is from?
Well, I have architecture and art history. So,
you looking at the stones, you could tell, like, they look like they were, one of the many stone circles around England. But besides that, you don't really know too much more about it. Unfortunately, you don't, it doesn't look like that would really do the trick. Sorry.
Other than that, I'm not sure what I would use, so...
Yeah. No, that's fine. I'm not trying to trick you. I don't actually think you have the skills for it. But I just wanted to, to go for it there. All right. Well, you can, you've painted up an ominous sort of... how much time do you spend, like, sort of drawing this or painting this?
I mean, I know I've got shit to do today, so I basically just get the rough sketch down, so that way it's, like, stuck in my head and I can paint it later.
Oh, it's going to be stuck in your head. And how about you, Dr. Laws? What do you do when you wake up? What's your morning ritual like?
Oh, have breakfast.
You go down. There's a different person at the bar now who seems a little bit more friendly.
Oh, thank God.
But they're also, the bar also has a little restaurant there as well. They're serving some eggs and stuff like that. And you could get a nice little English breakfast. Some eggs, some beans.
Oh, is there a continental breakfast?
There is not a continental breakfast, no. I don't know if they had those in the 40s. 30s? 30s. I also don't think they had those in the 40s, but it's the 30s right now.
I know at my earliest convenience I'm going to be discussing my dreams with my new compatriots.
Well, Jonesy sort of is on patrol looking around, and eventually I think we'll make it to the restaurant. I don't know.
Oh, yeah, he definitely makes it to the restaurant. He almost, like, comically kind of floats through the air because he's smelling breakfast.
Oh, yeah, there's a pie on the windowsill situation.
Exactly. And he kind of hopes that his brand new best friend, Dr. Laws, still married, still counts, is downstairs. And he kind of almost instantaneously twirls his cane, points to Doctor, and goes, "Ah, my good friend, what a interesting night. You going to finish that breakfast?"
Good question. Now that I think about it, I think I may have taken too much, my friend.
Oh, that's very nice of you. Is this you being nice, Dr. Laws?
Certainly.
Ah, perfect. I will gladly finish that. It's the most gentlemanly thing to do. And then Jonesy just scarfs it all down.
Jonesy, we do have silverware here.
Oh, yes, perfect. Let me wash my hands and reuse the silverware.
And Helen can descend at any point while you guys are sitting there. Have a conversation if you would like, and then let me know when you want to head out, or if you want to do anything else.
So as he's cutting the toast and eggs, and goes, I had such a strange dream yesterday.
Oh, myself as well.
I was dancing. I haven't danced in a long, long time. Something stone circles? Yeah. But I can tell you the scariest thing about it. There were no figures of authority.
Well, my dream included a circle of standing stones and dancing as well. And there I was, also dancing.
Oh, you were dancing as well?
Yes, dancing away the night.
I did also, as Jonesy's kind of cutting a little slower now that the memory's still a little fresh. There was someone in the middle with a knife. Were there also someone in the dream with a knife in the middle of the circle?
Yes, I recall seeing that as well. Oh, how strange that we've had the same dream. Clearly our shared experience in the last night has done something to our brains.
And it's at this point that Helen comes down from her room and she's like, yes, I overheard a bit of this. Did the stone circle look like this? And she pulls out the sketch that she made of it.
Yes.
I had a dream last night where I was walking to this place carrying a shovel.
Yes, probably to bury my brother. I mean, nothing.
What? What?
Dancing the night away.
What?
Yes. You have a brother?
Yes, Jeffrey, one of my finest friends.
How old is he?
Yes.
He's a couple years older than you.
He's a couple years older than me.
Oh. Is he a good man? Is he a gentleman and esteemed as you?
Yes.
Why did we need to bury him in the dream?
Well, you don't walk away from that much blood loss, let me tell you that.
Jonesy just kind of eyes both of you suspiciously. And, how about we just leave for this ferry before this conversation requires me to go talk to someone? Yes?
Sounds good to me. Helen rolls up the drawing.
Yes, a second location. Wonderful.
As you're getting to go, you hear a bunch of static. You hear a ton of static coming from around you. You're not quite sure where it's coming from. Just this really loud, staticky sound.
Sounds like someone's radio is on the fritz.
Yeah, there's a radio on the bar. And you notice somebody must have brought it out and set it up to set up some music, but you're just hearing all this wild static coming out of it.
Can I use a mechanical repair skill to kind of like just ask the barkeep, hey, do you hear that static? May I take a quick look and see if I can fix that?
He looks at you and sort of turns his head to the side and says, no, the radio works just fine, okay? I got no money for you. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I won't do it. I won't do it for money. I will do it out of the kindness of my heart. It's the gentlemanly thing to do.
No, you don't need... the music sounds just fine, okay? Don't mess with the radio.
But it sounds like static.
No, it sounds like Cole Porter. What are you talking about?
Oh. And then Jonesy just kind of picks his ear and pulls out a big old thing of earwax.
Ew.
Yes, my word. Yes, it's just my ears, and kind of like sheepishly walks out.
2-point stability loss, difficulty 4. I swear there's other mechanics in this game besides losing stability.
Oh no, Helen's stability. No.
Oh yeah, no. Jonesy loses 2.
Oh god!
Okay, so you lose 2.
That's a 1. Okay, Helen's down to 2 stability.
I'll think nothing of it, my friends. I don't really understand music either.
I can't believe it. You're just... nothing is bothering you, Dr. Loss. You're just completely fine.
I lost some from the dream.
You lost some from the dream. You did lose some from the dream. So, plan is go to the ferry, leaving Keswick, gonna head on the ferry over to Manistee?
Before we leave, hold on. What time does the ferry leave?
Leaves at 10.
Okay. What time is it?
What time should it be? It's like in the morning. I don't know. It's like 9 or so. Maybe 8:30.
Okay, we have an hour real quick. So knowing certain things of the streets, Jonesy is going to go talk to his dear old friend, his dear friend Tiny, who does live who sleeps at the library, and he kind of wants to get some information about Manistee.
Oh, okay.
Maybe Tiny might know something.
Okay.
And adjacent to that, I'd like to use my library use skill to see if Helen can find anything out about the circle that she saw. If that's like just, if there's any record of something like that in the area or in Europe, that's public knowledge.
Yeah, of course. Heading over to the library. How about you, Doctor?
I will wait patiently at the ferry landing.
Just sort of wait at the ferry landing. Okay.
I don't see how medical records or hospital wards would help me right now.
Helen, you sort of go through the books. You have a library skill. As you're looking through the books, you do find that this seems to be a Castle Rig circle. The description of it looks about right, and it's relatively nearby, a little bit north of the water. I keep saying the water. That is a lake that is between here and Manistee. It's called the Water. But yes, there is an old stone circle called Castle Rig. Reading about it, there's not much to it. Just that it's not of modern craftsmanship, obviously. But also it doesn't really match quite up with any of the other stone circles built by druids and stuff around this time. It seems to be unique. In fact, it seems to be better constructed than any of the other ones that are around. But besides that, nothing more to it. It's just sort of an odd archaeological footnote, as it were. And Jonesy, you're able to talk to Tiny. He's happy to see you in the morning. Jonesy, my man, come. And he gives you a big ol' hug.
Hey, Tiny, my dude. How are you doing?
I'm getting by. You know how it is.
Anyways, you know anything about Manistee?
Manistee?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's that little village over there, right?
Yeah, that's what I hear. Anything to look for? Do we got any signs over there?
No, it's kind of a small town. I've been over there once before. Not much to it. There's like a little inn over there and just some houses and some fishermen and a couple of farmers. Really nothing that exciting over there.
All right. Do you know how to put this? Do you know if we have any interesting stone circles there?
I don't know any stone circles. I think a little bit to the south there was like a couple of broken down buildings, but I wouldn't call those stone circles.
Well, what type of buildings were they used?
I don't know. I was just looking for a place to stay. I found a couple of like torn down buildings, like ruins, but like I don't know. There wasn't enough cover from the wind.
Oh, they're not safe.
Yeah.
They cold.
Nah. It's better just stay over here. Warmer, more friendly people. People over there not too friendly. Not unfriendly, but I don't think they get too many visitors. Is the thing, you know?
If I, twirl the cane, tip the hat, people kind of fall for that kind of thing. I am a gentleman after all.
You can give it a shot. They always love you, Jonesy.
Everyone loves old Jonesy. So, all right, cool.
Why you ask about Manistee? You going over there?
Yeah, a person that's a doctor that I'm kind of schmoozing, he might be able to pay for a few things. I might be able to look after me. Maybe if we head back to London. Yeah, he's paying for everything. This guy's a sucker. So,
and he's going to Manistee.
Yeah, he's going to Manistee. Might as
the
well
hospital's in Keswick. Why is he going to Manistee?
Maybe he has someone he has to look after. Something about a brother, or I don't know.
Oh, okay. You stay safe, Jonesy.
Take it easy, Tiny. You know
Yeah,
what? And Jonesy, he pulls out of his shoe, he pulls out a shilling and flicks it towards Tiny and goes, "Live large."
You got it. I should note that Tiny is, of course, a huge man. All right. Anything else you want to squeeze in before the ferry arrives? Or I think it's probably time. I'm asking for all of you guys, but
I could inquire after the health of my brother.
so just give him a call.
Yeah.
You call his house in London. He does not pick up. Nobody answers.
Well, I'm sure he's fine. I'll write him a letter.
You'll write him a letter? Okay. What are you going to write him in the letter?
Dear Jeffrey, how are you? I am fine. Keswick is okay. I'm going to go explore Manistee.
That's it?
Yeah.
No, like, I think we're adopted, or anything like that.
Saw a very strange picture the other day. That's why I'm going to explore Manistee. Goodbye.
Got it. Love it. Okay. The boat arrives. You hop on the ferry.
Choo choo.
It's uneventful. Honestly, the fact that it stops at Manistee is kind of a side note. It's got a couple of stops and it swings by Manistee on the way. But you are able to take the ferry there, and you arrive in the small little town of Manistee. It's on the other side of the Derwent Water, and as you cross this beautiful, dark and glittering lake, you see the village, which is constructed of mostly local gray slate stone. It's pretty grim and foreboding. Blocky. They're blocky stone buildings. And there's just sort of nothing really too much to it. But it's a small little village.
My word. It stinks here. The barkeep was not lying.
Yes.
Wow. Well, I guess the best thing to do, my friends, is why don't we go introduce ourselves to the closest bar? Gin and tonics? I don't see anything trouble going on. Maybe I would go on one of my patrols. Helen, would you like to come with me on one of my famous patrols?
No.
Oh, what about if it's, you might get inspirational art? Inspiration?
Shit. All right.
Ah, perfect. Sometimes you never go on patrol by yourself if you're in an unknown place. And you, Doctor, would you like to go on patrol?
Nah, I think I'll go wander off alone for a while.
Okay, well, be careful.
That seems like a bad idea.
As you all are wandering around the town, one pair and one solo, there are people that, that are sort of going about their daily lives, people going down to fish, some people that are working, building some stuff. There's a cooper, making a barrel. You hear the sound of a couple of pigs, near the edge of town. People are giving you sort of odd looks, but nobody's sort of walking up and talking to you necessarily as you're looking around. Near the center of town, one of the only sort of public places, is a, little building that has a sign outside that says the Leeward Inn. Besides that, there's just mostly a bunch of houses. I don't know. Without knowing a particular house to look for, I don't know, what you could do.
So the doctor will meet back up with these guys. Wow, this place sucks.
Quite. I thought Keswick was a dump.
Does anyone feel like we maybe made a mistake and we should go back?
Nonsense. We gotta give every town a chance. Why don't we go into the inn? And then we can introduce ourselves to at least some of the locals. If need be, I can go in first, tip the hat, twirl the cane, and put on my charm.
You do still have that photograph. I suppose I should mention, as you're looking at the photograph a little bit more, after you stole it from the bar, took it with permission from the bar, the picture does appear to be in front of one of these gray houses. Unfortunately, they're all kind of gray stone houses, so that doesn't really narrow it down too much.
We could ask the innkeeper about the picture.
Sure.
Brilliant idea, Helen. Brilliant idea.
Well, as you head into the inn, it's cold and dark, and there's kind of nobody in here. No one's really drinking at noon.
Amateurs.
I mean, you actually do see there's a couple of people sitting at one table and then one lone figure sitting at another table. But there's a woman behind the bar who sort of looks out at you and says, more visitors to town. What is there, some sort of convention?
There's a convention in town? What type of convention? I do love people. I am Tom Jones. You can call me Jonesy. And these are my compatriots. Miss Helen, an artist. And we have a doctor. Is anyone sick in town?
What? She's just sort of looking at you with narrowed eyes and both narrowed eyes of suspicion, but also confusion. You're kind of a lot for her.
Just a big ol' smile on Jonesy's face.
No, there isn't a convention. Maybe you could tell me why you're the we already had another visitor come by yesterday. I don't know who you guys are. Are you at the bank? Are you trying to buy up the land? What's going on?
Why, is it cheap?
I don't really know anything about that. Really?
Sorry about my friend here. And Helen kind of a little bit pushes him aside. Only a bit.
My pardons.
I suppose I'll start with some good old-fashioned reassurance. I terribly sorry if we gave off the wrong first impression. He's eccentric. But,
he certainly is.
No, we're here in town on a voyage of self-discovery, we'll call it.
She rolls her eyes.
Yeah, I know, I get that all the time, but we do mean no harm. You said someone else from out of town came in recently. Did they give you a name or anything like that?
I don't know. We got a room last night. He stayed up there. Jeff or something like that.
Oh,
What?
Jeffrey, it's my brother.
What?
I second that. What?
Oh, it makes sense. He was in the picture, so he's come to investigate too.
How would he know? How would he know what's in this picture if we have this picture right here?
What?
Well, maybe he's got a copy.
What picture? What are you talking about?
This one, right here. I got it from a bar across the water.
Okay.
Look, it's me, and Jonesy, and Helen.
Oh, okay. Oh, so you're from around here. I don't really... No, you don't... Wait. You're Jack's old son?
Sure, why not?
Could you tell us a bit more? Like I said, it's a journey of self-discovery, so we don't know ourselves.
No, I recognize this picture. This is... if these are you, then you must be, Jack and Victoria's kids. Rest her soul. Oh, wow. Why are you coming back after all this time?
Well, hold on. Maybe they're related. No, that is a child. That is a baby. That is not old Jonesy. My mother, Mrs. Jones, God bless her, is a seamstress in Canterbury. I'm along with them because these are my dear friends that I've met in Keswick. They must be mistaken.
Well, Jonesy, I'm something of a doctor. That most adults, at one point in their life, are babies.
But don't all babies look the same?
Well, yes, most people do when it comes right down to it.
Yeah, see? We're not related. My dear old mom's in Canterbury. God bless her. I should call her on the phone. She has a new phone.
We have a phone here if you want to call, I guess. Whatever.
Absolutely. I will call my mother and we'll have the discussion. I'm from England. I am English. God bless England.
I would also like to call my mother about this.
And where might Jeffrey be? My brother.
Sure. I guess if he's your brother, there's a room in the back where he's staying. I don't think he's left. He's been in there. He seemed kind of worried. I don't know, but whatever. Yeah, the phone's over there. Feel free to make a call. Are you buying anything?
Oh, bourbon for me.
Gin and tonic on her tab, please.
Well, I'll go fetch Jeffrey and we'll all have a drink together.
Perfect.
All right. Which one of you thinks is going to make the phone call first?
I will gladly let the the fine lady call first.
Yeah. Helen appreciates it. She knocks down her drink and, dials up her mom in Chelsea.
Hello?
Hello, Mother? It's Helen.
Oh, Helen, dear. How are you doing? How's the art coming along? Oh, you always were so talented. It's so great to hear from you. It's been so long since I've heard from you, darling.
Yeah, terribly sorry about that. I'm in the village of, what was the name of this village again?
This little village is called Manistee.
Yeah, I was in, Keswick, for a moment.
Oh, that's out in the Lake District, right?
Yeah,
What are you doing out there?
I was looking for artistic inspiration. A friend pointed me in this direction. Well, a client and admirer.
Oh, you always have so many admirers.
Yes, right now I'm in, Manistee, the town across the lake.
I'm sorry, what?
Mother, is there something you'd like to tell me?
Helen, there's no easy way to say this. Well, when you were young, you were too young to tell about this. We didn't know when, and now the time passed, and your father and I didn't.
Mother, am I adopted?
Yes, there was a woman by the name of Victoria. She had come to the city, and nope, Victoria wouldn't have been there. She put you up into the. No, I guess. I'm making up Victoria's backstory right now. Just a moment. Let me talk through it in my brain. Okay, got it. Sorry. Your birth mother, a woman named Victoria, had put you and some of her other children up for adoption, and your father and I, we'd never been able to conceive, so we took you into our family. And I know, I'm sorry I never told you, but you should know that we will always be your family. I think of you as my daughter, 100%. You may not have come from me, but you are
Mother.
my flesh and blood, spiritually, if not.
It's all right. You are my mother.
She's sort of, you could tell that she's maybe getting ready to cry. She feels so guilty about this.
And I promise you, no matter what may come to pass, you will always be my mother.
Well, thank you, darling. How did you figure this out?
It's a long story.
Did you?
I'll tell you all about it when I come home.
Well,
if I come home.
Darling, don't speak like that.
For some reason, the world feels rather crazy right now. I'll call you back if I get the chance. I love you. Bye.
I love you too, darling.
And Helen hangs up.
Are you all right, Miss Helen? That was a sobering conversation.
Sobering indeed. I need another bourbon.
1 point loss. Test. It's not too much because you kind of were already starting to put these clues together in your head.
Well, I passed this time.
Okay.
First check I've actually passed.
So, Jonesy hasn't called his dear old mum in a very long time, so he kind of fiddles around in front of the phone, just, I don't know, she's getting there in age, I don't want to bother her, alright, I'll call her. So, yeah, dials his dear old mum.
Hello?
Mom?
Thomas? Is that you, Thomas?
Yes, ma'am, it is your baby boy, Thomas. I have finally called you.
Oh, Thomas, it's so good to hear from you. We don't hear from you in so long. I know that you had gone into the city to look for work, and how are you, my boy? Oh, it's been so long.
Your clothes are still the best pair of clothes you've ever made, my dear
I'm
Mom.
good to hear your voice.
The coat, fantastic, in great condition. The cap, the bowler hat, still in mint condition. Mom, these are the best things. I'm telling you, you need to sell your clothes to the wider public. Stop working for that awful man.
Oh, you know that I can't compete with the textile mills that they have these days, darling. Ah,
I've been showing your clothes everywhere I go. I've been going like the leaf on the wind, as Wordsworth once said. Something beautiful. I can't remember anything. But
you always were so well read.
your dear old son is doing quite well. He's well known across all of London, and England will soon know Tom Jones.
Well, I don't doubt it, dear. I don't doubt it. I just make sure that you're eating well. It's tough out there these days.
Oh, yes, absolutely, ma'am. It is definitely tough, but I found some great people along the road. I'm with a doctor right now. I'm helping him look for his brother in some small village called Manistee. Ever ring a bell?
It sounds familiar, but I can't say I don't really know.
Ah, perfect. That is totally fine, Mom. I went to Keswick and then to this small little town helping a doctor. I do have a question to ask you, Mother. Do you know anyone named Jeffrey?
Jeffrey? Jeffrey Wolson? We see him at church. Are you speaking of...
Ah, yes, I remember him.
I don't really know any other Jeffreys. I'm sorry. Are you looking for a... There are a lot of Jeffreys in the land, you know?
Oh, yes, it's a very common name. The name slipped. What about a Michael Laws? Anyone named Laws?
No, I don't know anyone named Laws. I'm sorry, dear. You might need to look in a... well, I was going to say phone book. Are there phone books? I guess there's maybe a phone book. I should know my history better.
I will call the director. Or the operators. Yes, the operators. The switchboard people. Yes. Okay, Mother, you have helped me out a lot. God bless you. I hope you are in good health. And, yes.
Nothing else you wanted to ask me, darling?
It is a crazy, crazy story. There was a picture that my friends and associates found that apparently a small child, a baby, apparently looks like me, and I was being held by another family. They think that I'm adopted?
Oh, darling, sweetie, Thomas, that is...
Before you tell me anything, Mother.
That is true.
That's not true. I'm gonna go. I can barely hear you right now, and, you have a great day. Love you.
No,
Click. that rattled fucking old Tom Jonesy. That really rattled him.
I think that might be a 2-point loss for you.
Okay.
A second round for my friend.
Ignorance is bliss.
You rolled a 6. Obviously not true. Your mom's too old. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
She's up there in age. Yes, gin and tonic. Actually, you know what? I'll take a brander.
A what?
He means brandy.
Oh, okay. We don't have much, but okay.
Is that not what it's called?
Helen just sighs and pats him on the shoulder.
It's not called a brander. Oh, that is also devastating.
All right, Dr. Laws, while these phone conversations were going on, you made your way to the back, and you knocked on the door to the room, but you get no response.
Well, as is our custom when dealing with my brother, I will knock louder than required. Open up!
You hear what sounds like kind of a groan coming from in there. Go away!
Jeffrey, open up, it's me! Bang, bang, bang.
Michael?
Yes, it's me, your brother.
Just a moment. What are you doing? And you hear the sound of movement, and the door opens. And you were right, of course. The Jeff that they were talking about is your dear brother Jeffrey. And to put it bluntly, he looks like shit. He seems to be sweating like crazy. His skin looks rather pale. And most importantly, he looks like he hasn't been sleeping and looks almost panicked. It's good to see you, Michael. What are you doing here?
Well, we found this picture, and we've extrapolated that we're probably adopted. Some strange dreams and happenings have me thinking that maybe I'm destined to sacrifice you in a standing circle.
Why would you open with that?
Me and my brother have a special bond.
I'm sorry, what? And he goes and just goes and lays back down on the bed. I think I'm dying.
Not yet, you're not.
No, I know you're a doctor and you keep people from dying, but I can't. And you see that he's like touching his wrist and like touching his neck, and he says like, I don't have a heartbeat. There's something wrong with me.
This seems like a job for first aid.
So actually, this would be less first aid, because first aid is the actual like going in and fixing someone. Which I suppose you're going to do, but to diagnose someone, to figure out what's wrong with them, that is a medicine.
Hey, if nobody else is being here, I'm first aid.
Okay. You don't also have medicine?
I do.
Okay. Well, regardless, first aid or medicine can get you, as you go over to him and start feeling him, he is, you do try to take his pulse, and he's right. You can't find his pulse on his wrist, on his carotid, or anywhere else. He feels very clammy to the touch, and he looks very pale, and he says that his skin feels loose. And as you're just sort of examining him, you don't really know how to say this.
D-glove?
It's not a glove. No. He seems to be dead, or at least not alive by any normal sense of medicine. He does not have any of the things that an alive person should have.
Well, Jeffrey, it seems like your ticker's stopped ticking. We ought to get a drink in you and figure this out.
All right. This will be a 5 loss of stability.
Perfect.
How do you keep rolling? Nothing phases you. This should probably bother you, Doctor.
I think I am accidentally playing someone who's not bothered by things they should be.
Yeah, you're some sort of sociopath.
Maybe a little.
He says, I don't think I could drink anything. I'm not thirsty or hungry. I just feel so sick, brother.
Well, let's test your hypothesis.
So do you, like, sort of get him up and haul him out to the bar?
Yes.
Okay. All right. As you two are wrapping up your phone calls, you see the doctor coming out with a man who, as previously mentioned, looks like shit.
So Jonesy raises a glass, goes, Here, he found his brother. Hear that, everybody? He found his long-lost brother.
Yes, Jonesy, Helen, this is my brother, Jeffrey. Introduce yourself, Jeffrey.
Oh my god, please get that man some help. Oh my god.
Hello. I'm sorry. Can I go lay back down, brother? Or go... I think I'm dying.
Not yet, you're not.
He looks really bad, Doctor. Like, yeah, why don't we have him actually sit down? Is there like a booth or a table we can sit him down at?
There is, yeah.
Yeah, and so Jonesy pulls out a chair and goes, Sit down, sir.
Oh, thank you.
Gin and tonic?
Could I just have a water, baby?
A water.
What the lady said.
Bottle of your most sterile brandy.
Thought it was called Brander.
Not for this case.
Okay.
And in any case, I don't mean to jump right into business when you are clearly so ill, but before anything else, I must ask, Helen pulls out the sketch. Have you dreamed of this location any time recently?
It's why I'm here. I've been dreaming of this place, and I had to come here. I knew I had to come here.
Bet you're glad to see me.
It is always good to see you, brother, but I don't think I can do it. I feel so sick.
Yeah, what happened to him?
Maybe we should take him to Keswick to the hospital. Like, he does not look good, Doctor.
Yeah, that seems like it might be a decent idea.
Nonsense, I'm the doctor here.
There's something weirdly funny about the two random people having more compassion for this man's brother than the compassionate doctor.
Yeah, isn't one of your things that you care about people? Isn't that written on your character sheet?
Yeah. Wait. I save lives, humanity is essentially good. Yes, we should take him to the doctor. Well, not doctor, hospital, I suppose.
Yeah, no, that's probably for the best to go to the hospital. For some reason, I knew I had to come here, but now I don't know what I need to do, and I think maybe I'm just going crazy.
I know what that feels like. When does the next, ferry leave?
The woman looks up. Comes by around 5.
Oh, it's still in the morning. Oh. Well, we could. Maybe this is a crazy idea. Why don't we go possibly to the south and take just a quick look and see if we can find those pillars? I'm kind of curious if those actually exist. But it's up to you, sir. Are you able to walk?
I can walk, but I'm fine to go to the hospital. That's probably a good idea, but could I just go lay back down until it's time to go?
Yes, I think it best you rest and that we investigate. Also, did I never mention that I found out where the pillars were?
No, actually.
Oh, my apologies. They're to the north of here. That is what the library said, right?
So to be clear, I think there's a slight confusion here on stone things. Jonesy, you heard about some ruined buildings to the south of town. Helen, you heard about an intact stone circle to the north of the town.
Yeah.
I think there's two different things going on here.
Oh, Jonesy just was literally thinking of ruins, and so he's like, let's just go to the south.
Well, there is an intact stone circle that is to the north of this location. How about we get your brother back into bed, Doctor, and, well, see for ourselves?
It is across the moors. It would be, yeah, unfortunately, it's a little bit too far to go there if you want to get back by 5.
It's across the moors, so probably too long of a walk to get back by 5.
Did you, the woman says, well, I'm glad you're taking care of him. I don't really want anybody to die in my inn. Were you gonna go meet up with, Jack's wife? Did you want to see her?
She's still in town? Very much so.
Oh, certainly.
Well, Jack hasn't been in town for a little while, but, his wife is, so maybe you could see her. She lives in the little house up the way, and she gives you some directions to a house. That'll be the Waring house.
Well, I see if we have time, we could go see this fine lady.
And then be back in time to get this man to a hospital.
Yes, I'll get Jeffrey tucked in. Nice and snug.
If you'd like, you could make a first aid check at difficulty 4 to give him something to calm him down, to make him feel better.
A spot of brandy.
I suppose there's that too. Okay. Didn't spend any points on that? No, so he is not reassured.
Very good at being stable. Very bad at first aid.
Not a doctor. Okay.
Here's a lollipop for you, Jeffrey. I hope it makes you feel better.
Thanks for listening, boils, ghouls, and enboos. Join us next time for more of the gang trying to discover the horrible secret about their past. Is that a spoiler? Maybe, but come on, it's a horror game. It was going to be some sort of horrible secret. Our music was by Harley Webster. You could find his music on SoundCloud and Spotify. Our players included Nathan, who is part of an excellent podcast called Kingdom Hearts: A Forgotten Era, which you could find on Twitter at KH_AFE and wherever podcasts are found. Russell doesn't do anything. Some say you can find him in the darkest reaches of the North, and that if you do, they must grant you a wish. Others dispute their very existence. And Dominic doesn't have anything he wants to plug or wants me to say anything about him, but he edits the show and he's pretty great. Hi, Dominic. As always, you could find me at LOTR_Dan on Twitter, and probably some other places as that site goes to hell. Ooh, spooky. Hell website. We are a brand new show, and the two best ways to help us grow are to review us on your podcast platform of choice and to tell a friend. So please do that. Thanks. And have a spooktacular day. We're going to see how many variations on the word spooky I can say over the course of this podcast.